Okay, so let's try out our first preset, and we're going to bump up the exposure, and let's correct our white balance real quick. We're going to use this tool to click on something perfectly white, and now we can bump up the exposure a little bit more. So let's try the second one, and you can just hover over these to see the effect. The second one just has more whites, which can be nice if you want a more clean look to the image. It can also be helpful if you're trying to combat some really strong colors coming off some warm interior lighting or some cool light coming in from the outside. Once you find a preset you like and you have fine-tuned it a little bit, you can go down to the bottom panel here and highlight all of the other interior photos. We're just using these as an example, and then you can click sync and then make sure everything you want is clicked and then click synchronize. So this kitchen is a little bit unusual. It has completely black cabinetry here. So let's try out our first preset. We're going to bump up the exposure. And now this is just a little bit too much in a way because we're pushing these blacks so high. When we increase the shadows, this is increasing the exposure of our darkest areas. So we're really just targeting these cabinets here. And when we bring them up so high, it's a little bit odd because they wouldn't look like this in real life unless there was just a ton of light shining at them. So let's try out a different preset. Let's go down to this one, and we can see here this preset doesn't bring the shadows up so high. So let's adjust the exposure, and this is looking a little bit more realistic. A lot of times when you push the shadows up too high on anything really dark, whether it's completely black or just some dark wood, it'll start to look unrealistic. And the only difference with the next preset is that it bumps up the whites again a little bit higher, but I think this one works pretty good for this photo. If you want a complete guide to real estate photography, check out my online course. We'll start off with how to set up your camera to be able to get the best view through bright windows, and then go right into editing, covering topics like white balance, color changes, and more. You can click the link in the description of this video to see the course.